Welcome to Movie the Podcast. That's right, Movie the Podcast. It is the third week of January, the year of our Lord 2022. We watched Rumble in the Bronx. Everyone's here. We're really doing it.
We're at full power.
Doing it large.
What now? All the beef is in the barn.
That's right.
Beef barn.
Yeah.
All the beef is in the barn.
The wagon is full.
Right off the bat, I just want to say, because there was a little bit of discussion last week about this movie, and I said this analog to all the guys, but I was surprised to find out that the dubbed version is the international version of this movie. There's no version of this movie where you can get the original, like, Cantonese, which I find really interesting.
The dubbing, I'm sure we'll talk about it, but the dubbing in this movie is hysterical because I guess they only had like one audio track, so everybody's 80 yards, like including the native English speakers.
Well, it's weird, right? Like, to me, it was like, it's like a lot of Italian, like, spaghetti Western movies because, like, you can tell when, like the English people, the people that are from America are speaking English. Yeah. But, like, the Chinese people are speaking Chinese, but they're all dubbed in English. It's very weird. Yeah. But yeah, this was, I was shocked. I just always assumed that this version was like a specialty version that they released in America. But no, this was like the international version of this film. There's only one version.
This movie was intended to be primarily released in America, right?
I don't know about intended, but it definitely was like part of the whole. I mean, this movie's success is why you got Rush Hour and Shanghai Noon and stuff like that. Like, this was like Jackie Chan's kind of introduction to like American audiences, and in a weird way, to kind of cycle back to stuff that we've talked about before. Like, we've done a couple of the like rapper meets karate guy movies. Yeah, like that started here. Like the whole like resurgence of like
what rapper is in this movie?
No.
There's a hovercraft.
All I'm saying is that like this kind of brought like there wouldn't be Jet Li doing the movies over here wouldn't have happened without this movie. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, yeah, the whole like kind of like let's put like Asian,
like the fish out of water like situation.
Well, no, I mean more like a broader sense of like bringing the Hong Kong guys, like
having a lead
Chan,
Asian actor in a action movie in America,
like Jackie Chan, Jet Li, Chow Yun-fat, like all those guys that came over here to eventually make movies. It all started with this movie. If this movie wasn't a success, you probably wouldn't have gotten any of that shit.
Can we do Chow Yun-fat?
I don't hate it.
I think there's enough Chow Yun-fat movies.
If we do, I'm picking Bulletproof Monk.
Hell yeah! I've never actually seen that movie. You know, it's based on
Sean William Scott's Bulletproof Monk.
It's based on a comic book that I've never read.
I thought it was based on Sean William Scott's real life.
Hell yeah. So what did y'all watch this week? Let's start with Gogs, because he wasn't here last week.
Oh, fuck. I don't... No, I watched Predator 2, because I felt like I needed...
Again?
Like, I love that movie so fucking much.
No, but like, didn't you just watch it like a week ago?
No, I watched it like probably within the last 3 months. I don't know what it is. Like, as soon as the bug... It's like my blood gets itching. Like, as soon as it's like, oh, Predator 2, yeah, let's do that.
My blood gets itching.
I could just get into Predator. And I think because I got that one website, I ordered that Predator 2 shirt, and I was like, oh yeah, now I'm all itching for Predator 2 again. I fucking love Predator. I'm unapologetically fucking love Predator 2. It may be my favorite Predator movie. I don't know.
Listeners at home, if your blood is itching, go to the doctor.
Or but Predator also 2. Watch Predator 2. Like, that movie's just so fucking fun and batshit.
Predator 2 scratches your blood itch.
Put that on the box.
I also finished watching that. I went back to that platform movie and finished watching it. I still don't think I care for it.
I like it.
I mean, I get it, I think, but still, like, it's just a little too on the nose for your boy. And then I just watched a shit ton of I Think You Should Leave with TJ, which is an amazing. We were just talking to Sean about that before the show started, which is an outstanding sketch comedy show.
It's like the best sketch comedy show. Like
I didn't care for it. I watched a couple episodes and I didn't like it.
Oh my god, I can't. I've rewatched it like the whole thing in totality like 100 times.
So fucking weird. I love it. I don't know why, but I do. I do know why, because it's so fucking weird.
I love it.
But everything else I watched was, other than, it still falls in the Predator 2 camp. Like, I rewatched a bunch of stuff with my kids, and I don't know. But it was, no, we don't need to talk about Encanto anymore because we watched that like 3 times in the last 2 weeks. That's it.
Have you?
Sean.
You've seen?
Yes.
Sorry, Gogs. You've seen The Predator, right? The newest one.
Yeah,
he
liked it.
I like it. Yeah, I'm like one of the only people that likes it.
No,
I think we all liked
everybody
it.
on the
Okay,
show
good.
liked it. Yeah, we all.
I know it
liked
gets dragged in like Gen Pop, but I love that movie. I think it's
don't
fun.
know why. I don't think people understand the tone of that movie. Like, I don't get. Like, I've seen so many like people like criticizing it, and it's like the stuff they're acting like the movie is serious when it clearly is like making jokes. And it's like, yeah, I don't like, maybe you think that like the original Predator is a lot more serious than it really is. Like, you don't recognize the kind of silliness of Predator. Like, I don't know.
I think that's
like, I love
actually,
Predator and Predator 2, but it's not like you're not watching fucking Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy or something.
Predator 2's fucking a silly movie. Like, they're all like Predator 1 is serious.
Silly.
Predator 2 silly. Predator's serious. The Predator silly again.
I need to rewatch Predators. I haven't. Oh shit!
I rewatched Predators in the last. I watched. Oh shit, that's not good for me. The Predators. I watched Predators within the last 2 months, and I still like that movie a lot. Like every mainline Predator movie that's not an Alien versus Predator movie, it's fucking better than most movies. Like, they're all pretty good.
I'll give you this too: the Predator movies and like all the Predator movies are like way better than the fucking Alien sequels. Like, Alien, and you got I guess not maybe way better, but like if you count like Alien versus Predator in those, like, I don't know.
But you can't do that without counting Predator in that, right?
I suppose you're right. Yeah, I don't know why.
So
I
mean, those two movies suck shit. But like
so bad.
But like, and like Prometheus,
we watched one of them on the show a million years ago.
Yeah, we watched the good one.
The good one. Watch Requiem.
Oh yeah,
it's so dark you can't see how bad it is. But
yeah,
like I didn't like Prometheus. I wanted to like it, but I did not mind. I liked the second one more. The second sequel.
That wasn't very good.
I don't think anybody really likes Prometheus unless they're like prequel apologist type people that go back to, well, actually, that kind of shit. I don't think anybody liked that movie straight off the break.
No.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to. It was one of those ones where I was like,
it looks really cool.
It's visually striking.
It looks amazing.
But it's just fucking dumb.
But it is dumber than shit. Yeah.
Anyway, that's all stuff I watched. Sean.
I watched the first 4 episodes of Peacemaker. That's all I watched.
What'd you think?
How good is that?
It's so good. John Cena's like excellent in that movie or in that show. Like, he's got a lot of lifting to do because I mean he's funny. Like, just like was I talking to you guys or talking to somebody else?
Sure.
I only know you as a gestalt, and then other people who aren't you, who don't have names. They're just not you.
I don't fuck with Humunculus.
Yeah, like he's funny just as a juxtaposition, just because the way he looks.
Yeah.
So when he tells a joke, it's funny. But like he really leans into like how unlikable and like what a loser the guy is, and then they like. In a something I wasn't expecting, they managed to like rehab hair metal for me. I was like, oh, I like House of Pain by Faster Pussycat. That's a good song.
That is a good song. I like how they like humanize Peacemaker too. Like, I think that was like interesting. Like I think I said it last week, but like he's kind of like a beautiful mind where he's just like, all he knows is being this like weird violent superhero. Like he doesn't have any concept of being like a normal person.
Well, it's also like interesting the way they deal with his father. It's like, your dad's a racist piece of shit. And he's like, yeah, I know. And that's bad, but he's my dad. Like, I love him. Like, like that's not like, that's more of a nuanced take on it than I expected.
That's like a very real human take. Like, that's a real, like, dealing with it.
And his dad is a piece of shit. You know what's funny, though, is, like, him and Robert Patrick kind of look enough alike to sell it.
It's a good cast. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, his dad's Robert Patrick?
Yeah, you gotta watch it, dude.
My only complaint... Well, I think Vigilante steals every scene that he's in, whoever that actor is.
Do you know that guy? Like,
no.
He's great. I'm like, why is this guy not in more shit?
He was in like a couple of. I think he's British. He was in a couple of Harry Potter movies.
Oh,
like I think this is like his first big, like American.
He's fantastic.
Yeah. every scene he's in, he literally steals the scene, especially when he's in the costume, because he like his.
They also do a really good job.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was gonna say they do a really good job of presenting him as like a total like doofus, but also still incredibly dangerous. Like, which is a weird juxtaposition. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like the.
It's like a toddler with a gun.
I like the where he like goes to the jail to try to kill John Cena's dad, and he's like, he's been played off as a goofus for most of that episode and the episode before, but he's still like very capable of like killing all those guys. Is
even Buffalo just scored. It's even more frightening that it's like, oh man, this guy's like a child, but he's like a fucking ninja also. You know what I mean?
And it's also
apparently that character showed up in Arrow.
Well, everybody showed up in Arrow.
Character. Like,
there's also been like 5 vigilantes, I think.
Well, that like I think it's like an old '70s like Mike Grell creation. Like
Mike Grell slaps, by the way. If you've never read the Rainbow Hunters, you should do that. That's like the one good Green Arrow thing.
DC is fucking absolutely notorious for just legacy.
Oh yeah,
more so than Marvel. Like they have like 5 and 6 versions of the same guy who just keep coming. Like kids.
Green Arrow is a legacy.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
The guy that plays Vigilante does such a good job when he's in costume, like articulating, like just like showing his emotion, even though you can't see his face, just like his body movements.
Yeah, he does a lot of work with his shoulders. You know, he's got to do a lot of like shrugging and like, I don't know, that kind of like physical like stuff.
But
also his voice is just funny in general.
Perfect,
like he's got a very funny tone of voice. Like.
If I have one complaint about the show, and this is usually the opposite of what I complain about. Not enough
Judo Master.
Well, Judo Master is great, but that guy rolls one of those. What do they make Cheetos out of? Jesus Christ, stop doing that. Is like they spend too much time with the ancillary cast for my liking. Like
I also agree. Yeah.
Like the guy, like the fat tech guy. It's like, yeah, we've seen it before. We get who this character is. You know what I mean? And like all the tech people, it's like, all right, yeah, we know the Mandela effect Berenstain Bears joke. It was like hot when you wrote it, and now it doesn't matter anymore. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. It's like give me more Peacemaker and Vigilante.
To that point, like that's what I was worried about with the whole show before I even watched it, because like I really like James Gunn, but he's just sometimes like he's so self-indulgent and like everything is gold that he doesn't. Like, he won't cut any. He's like the Broken Lizard. Like, their comedies are like 2.5 hours long. It's like, you guys are hilarious, but you don't need to keep everything. Like, you can trim it down a little bit.
I love the little bumpers where they have Cena's ad-libs at the end of the show. They're funny as shit.
Also, did you guys...
intro?
The intro is amazing.
Is, unbelievable. Like, we're in... I don't think you're in it. But the rest of us are in Nate's music.
Yeah, I'm in it.
Are you in it?
He has to remind me to participate all the time, yeah.
This week's playlist, by the way, is amazing.
This week was Forgotten 80s, and my song I put in was the song from the intro. I'd never even heard it before.
Well, it's actually a song from 2001. It's not even an 80s song.
Oh.
Or 2010.
I thought he made it up for the show. I didn't even realize it was like a real song.
No, it's I only know because of Spotify, but yeah, they're a Swedish band and they put that out in 2010. It sounds like an 80s song.
Yeah. No, my song this week was "Never Say Never" by Romeo Void.
Is that the Buffalo Stance song?
No, it's the "I Might Like You Better If We Slept Together." You know that song. You've heard it a million times.
Is that on the playlist? I didn't hear that in this.
I just added it Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No,
the Spotify playlist kind of sucks sometimes because like I've had to add other stuff. It doesn't like it keeps wanting to like put other songs on there. I'm like, I just want to hear. I just need to hear these 8. Like I don't need to hear.
Yeah, it'll keep
what
going.
else you want to add to it.
Yeah,
I get the list and I listen to it on YouTube Play or YouTube Music.
I think it takes songs away too, because one of the first ones had a Proto Men song that's actually really good. I think is in Turbo Kid, but then it disappeared. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
anyway.
I really like the show, and it is funny, but it's also parts of it are incredibly dark, and just dark in a weird way where Cena commits to. He's super earnest. You know what I mean? Even when he's saying something ridiculous, you can't house trade an eagle if you wanted to keep its soul. And like he's playing that like completely straight. Like, just a Russell bag, he'll think you have chips. It's like, why are you feeding the eagle chips? And there's like no like follow up to it.
It's a great show. And what was I gonna say? I don't. I love the show. I can't. It's like appointment TV now. I love it to death.
Well, it's just like the Marvel show. It's a good opportunity to flesh out a character that normally you had a movie with him in it in an ensemble, but you didn't get a ton of it. But a lot of the shit from the show, like showing how damaged he is in his background.
It's great.
Like I was watching like a TikTok about it. And when you go back and like scenes in the movie, you see how that all ties in together because James Gunn had it all like.
Yeah, I think he planned this out beforehand.
Or like when they're showing
his loneliness, and when he makes them order a drink for the rat because he misses his eagle back home.
Yeah.
So he's you can't forget about the pets.
Where they're cross-cutting between like the incident that happened when he was younger and the thing with him and Flag.
Yeah,
and like that whole scene. Or like just even like what's his name? Vigilante's line delivery of "I think I might have made things worse," and then Harcourt just kind of stares at him, like, "Well, what are we gonna do?"
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic, and
it's
Cena continues to be very, very good.
I don't want to make a comparison to Titane, but it's like it's a show where the alien parasite butterflies are like the least interesting part of the show.
Yeah. Also, they make reference to Batmite, and my God, if they put Batmite in this fucking show, I will it'll be my favorite thing ever.
You know what? I did like that reference, but they ruined the joke, I think, by using the word he stands for Batman. Like, okay. Yeah. But still, that whole conversation about Batman,
it's pretty funny.
The criminal justice system just lets him break out and kill more people. So, what do you think about that?
Batman's responsible for way more deaths than me because he keeps letting the Joker out over and over again. And he just kills more and more people.
The old man's like, Jesus Christ.
Problems.
The vigilante's
I love that the old man is in the intro, like dancing for like 30 seconds.
Vigilante's like, well, I mostly kill white people, so it's not really a big deal.
When he first gets out of jail, and he's talking to the janitor. He's like, you're a racist, man. You only kill minorities, and I'm like, well, the minorities are the ones that I catch doing crimes. It's like, well, maybe if you paid closer attention to white people, you'd catch them doing more crimes too and kill more of them. He's like, you know what? You're right. You're absolutely right.
Does that make you happy? He's like, yes.
Actually, yes. Yeah. Such a good show.
No, it's a very strong recommend. I meant to watch one episode and then watch the Matrix movie, but I just ended up watching 4 hours of Peacemaker, which probably in retrospect is a better choice.
That worked out better for you, I'm sure.
But I will watch the Matrix before the next show.
Oh,
Alec.
God. Sorry.
Yeah.
I got a lot of stuff because as I was thinking back, there's a whole bunch of stuff that I've missed over the past few weeks that I keep forgetting that I watched. I don't think I talked about this on the show, but maybe I did. I don't remember. The Waterboy?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that movie's fun. I really still enjoy that movie. It's a blast, even though they say retard about 1 million times.
Oh yeah.
It's still good. Blades of Glory is still tremendous.
That's a movie I haven't watched since it came out.
It's a slept on Will Ferrell banger.
That's
Will Ferrell
incredibly slept on.
And Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
The two of them have really good chemistry. Craig T. Nelson as their coach in it is fantastic.
When he's watching the video of the Iron Butterfly and he's just like trying to teach him how to do that shit was amazing.
Yeah, and then there's a montage of Chaz Michael practicing the move over and over and decapitating a dummy
just
like
lopping
1,000 times.
Yeah.
And then John Heater looks over the coach and he's just sitting there sharpening the skates as much as he can and he gives him a thumbs up. He's like, yeah. Watched The Foot Fist Way.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the first time I saw that was
Pause real quick, Alec. Sorry. So did any of y'all notice that in the fourth episode of Peacemaker was directed by Jody Hill? Speaking of Foot Fist Way, yeah. He directed that. I don't know if he's going to direct anymore, but he directed the last episode.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
with that episode.
Well, anyway, Foot Fist Way is great.
Yeah, it was good.
Were you expecting? Is it the first time you've seen it?
Yeah.
Were you expecting it to be more of a comedy than it actually is?
Kind of, but not too far in. I kind of realized it was going to be down that Jody Hill, Jared
report,
Hess,
yeah,
kind of ridiculous, nonsensical, dry, nobody reacts to anything kind of movie.
Yeah.
But it was good. It wasn't great, but I enjoyed it. It was a fun little jaunt. Danny McBride's always good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Danny McBride.
And I like seeing him when he beats the shit out of what was his name? The Bama Slamma.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or something like that. He beats the shit out of him, and his whole dojo just going ape shit because he's kicking the shit out of his hero. Watched very low budget movie called Lamageddon.
Lamageddon.
It's about an alien llama who comes to Earth and encounters a party of horny teenagers and starts killing them all.
I'm sorry, what?
It kills them all. It kills everybody.
Oh, okay.
Where did you see this?
It's on Amazon.
Shocking.
It's only 70 minutes. Lamageddon, just like you would think it was spelled. Lamageddon.
Lamageddon.
It's 70 minutes long, which is
Perfect.
a big plus. The acting is horrendous. It's like maybe even worse than that.
Shark Exorcist.
Not Shark Exorcist. What was the one we just watched? Land Shark.
Oh
Land
God,
Shark.
yeah, Land Shark.
It's even worse than that because at least Land Shark, you can tell those guys are reading off a script, very wooden. And this, it's they were just no, improvise with a bunch of drunk college kids. Oh, it's fucking terrible.
The stills that I'm pulling up are amazing.
It's so funny and so ridiculous.
Is it shitty?
There's not, which kind of surprised me. But it's still really funny, and it's barely an hour long. And then over the credits, there's a rap song about the movie that somebody wrote describing the entire plot.
Oh my God.
And while that's going on, over the credits, the credits are 5 minutes long. They replay the movie in its entirety at 20 times speed while the credits are rolling down.
I'm into that.
It is so funny. But yeah, it's a blast, and it's not that long. So if you're looking for short movies and have an hour and change to kill, check that out. Watched it's a new Amazon movie called The Tender Bar.
Oh yeah, they've been advertising that like crazy.
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was good.
Good.
Ben Affleck's really good in it. Ty Sheridan is okay in it. Really, it's Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck's movie. Christopher Lloyd's in it. He's fun. It's about a kid and his mom have to go back to her parental home because she gets divorced or something and can't afford for them to live on their own anymore. So they move back home into Christopher Lloyd's house, and the kid's uncle is Ben Affleck, and he lives there too. And he basically takes him under his wing and is helping guide him through life. It's good. Ty Sheridan he's okay.
Ty Sheridan is Ready Player One, isn't that Ty Sheridan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's okay, and he's better in it than he was as Cyclops.
Wow.
Fair.
Yeah, it was pretty good. We watched that a few nights ago. I didn't hate it. And it's set in I think it's set in the 70s, maybe the 80s, and the soundtrack slaps.
Oh, nice.
Period movies, if you don't have a good soundtrack, if you have, let me rephrase that. If you're a period piece and you have a great soundtrack for that period, that alone will get you a 6.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Just listening to awesome songs over again. The last thing I watched Eternals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I didn't hate
I'm interested. Oh.
I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it either. Its biggest offense is that it's so long.
Yeah, it's very
If that
long.
movie is shorter, like, I think it's a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
I know you had a lot of problems with the design. I didn't mind the designin of the deviants.
Just thought, the deviants.
It's just the fact that I didn't have a problem with it, but they were all like supposed to be like different animals, and they all just looked kind of the same.
And then you had like an evolved deviant that you forgot about that showed up in like the last 10 minutes. And you're like, wait, what? Who's this fucking guy?
That was the worst part of the movie, and he gets smoked like immediately.
Yeah, in like 2 seconds.
Like, he is inconsequential to the movie at all.
Yeah,
I wonder if it's a thing where, like, what I'm afraid is going to happen when I see The Matrix, or the thing that happened with me and Gogs with, what's the Prometheus sequel? Covenant. Where it was, like, everybody said it was so fucking atrocious that, like, your expectations were so low that you're actually like, it's not that bad.
We also watched it at home,
Maybe.
and that also, like, lessens it. Like, I had to drive somewhere to go watch it, and I couldn't get away from it. It made it a worse experience for me.
Yeah. I'm sure that didn't help. But I thought the performances were all fine. Like, nothing really stood out, but nothing was bad. The biggest offense is just it's so long. Like, that movie could have been an hour shorter easily.
Easily, yeah, I agree with you on that.
Been a lot tighter. And it opens up some questions that, like, from some recent past movies that don't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, I know that the MCU has always had, like, some plot hole issues when you look from movie to movie, but usually at this point they've kind of tightened that up. But, like, there's some stuff from, like, Infinity War and Endgame that doesn't make any sense, or some stuff in this movie that doesn't make sense because of those movies.
Yeah, no.
But overall, it wasn't bad. Like, I thought Richard Madden was good.
Who's Richard Madden?
He's Icarus. Gemma Chan was seriously, she was good. Yeah, Rob Stark.
Gemma Chan is very attractive. Just gonna say that.
I'm curious it's curious that they cast her for this when they already had her in Captain Marvel as Minerva.
I don't even fucking remember that.
Yeah, because she was one of the Kree.
Oh, okay.
in their little team, and then they recast her in this. But yeah, like, I'm probably never gonna it's one of the Marvel movies that I'm not gonna revisit. Like, I probably will never watch it again. But I didn't think it was bad, and I really liked the. And I guess I'm kind of a sucker for these because I like them in every movie that has them. The scene with I can't remember her name, the speedster fighting Icarus.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like just pounding the fuck out of him.
Yeah, that was.
PJ saying you like that part of that movie.
That's
right?
the best part of the movie. Like, when they have like their fake Justice League fighting Superman part. It's actually that part is shot and done pretty interestingly. But the problem is, it's like 3 hours into the movie.
Yeah,
also,
it's way too long.
Also, all their motivations are like fucking clunky as shit. Like, it's very like them to get to that point is like there's a lot of things where you're like, wait, what? Like, I don't know, whatever. It's fine. We got Spider-Man, so it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, we got maybe the best Marvel movie right after that. So
yeah, it's all good. I can't stay mad for too long.
I think now that I'm like kind of in like decent shape, I'm just gonna start rating movies by guys' physiques. Just be like, everybody says Fast and Furious sucks, but I don't know, man. Like, Vin Diesel pretty ripped. Did you see
it? Strong to me.
Yeah.
Based on body mass alone.
Yeah.
Anything else, Alec?
No, that's it. Like, I could talk about Peacemaker all day, though. Like, I just love it.
Yeah,
but that's it.
I gotta watch that.
You do gotta watch it. You will probably love it more than any of us. I think you're gonna use words like cackle and pop over and over again.
Well, yeah, it definitely scratches your particular weird, like, psycho revenge.
Oh, like my
fantasy
vengeance needs.
Like, like a fucking masculinity issue, Schneidenfreude. Like, it's like right up your alley.
Yeah, you know, they James Gunn sent me a lot of text when he was writing it. So
it does tap into that like particular vein of the well-meaning but not sure of their place in masculinity, white American middle-class male.
Yeah.
Perfect. Super. Love it. I'll go clean my guns to it. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
No, that's everything. So
All right.
let's talk about Jackie Chan.
TJ.
I didn't go.
I thought you went first.
No.
Oh.
I watched one thing. I watched Scott Cooper's Antlers.
Oh.
I'm trying to judge. Like,
sounds
when we were
like
talking
you were not
yesterday.
impressed.
We were talking yesterday. The first 20 minutes sounds like you were in, but the way you just said the title makes it sound like you're out.
No,
Scott Cooper's Out of the Furnace.
Yes,
Yeah,
Out of the Furnace, Hostels.
Yeah.
Or however you say it. wasn't Hostels, right? It's
Hostiles. Yeah.
Hostiles.
Yeah, it was Hostels. Yeah.
And then something else, right? Didn't he make something else I liked?
Was it Killing Them Softly? He made some other...
Black Mass, which I don't think people like.
Black Mass is bad.
What else did he make?
He did make Black Mass, and that's terrible.
He did Crazy Heart.
Oh, Crazy Heart. I love that movie. Anyway, Antlers is good. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It's like a 6 or a 7 for me. It's like a movie that is shot really, really, really well. But like, I don't know, and I've said this a couple of times about horror movies. Sometimes I feel like a horror movie needs like one extra twist. I feel like if a story is like too direct sometimes, I feel like you kind of like get the reveal of what's going on and you're like, okay, now what?
Look at you, Malignant.
And then the movie just, Malignant is nothing but twists. Like, Malignant is twist on top of... Good job,
Malignant.
Malignant is like... twist on top of twists on top of twists. Like, it's, that's not Malignant's problem. Malignant's problem is I don't know if it's supposed to be a comedy or not. But no, Antlers is good, and it's got good performances. It's just like, it's kind of... Alec, are you sawing wood over there? What's going on?
No, I just like smacked my headset. I don't know.
You all right?
Off my head.
Oh, Jesus. Kansas City's about to return a goddamn punt.
That's bad for me.
I don't care about you. I want Buffalo to win.
I care about me, and you do care about me.
I mean, I do.
I care about
in
you.
The abstract.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But
not in the abstract, in the whatever the opposite. Actually, what's the opposite of abstract?
Anyway,
actually, I don't know.
The practical. I don't know. But no, Antlers is good. It's just that, like, I don't know. It like I said, it's shot well. There's a lot of creepy scenes, like the way that Scott Cooper has a really interesting eye. And I was, after watching this, I was like, I don't think there isn't a filmmaker alive that hasn't made more solid movies that get less attention than Scott Cooper. Because I don't think most people knew this movie even came out.
I still stand by that fucking Out of the Furnace is the best movie that came out that year when we looked at what all the fucking movies were.
And we just got lucky and stumbled on that, didn't we?
Yeah, I don't even remember why we watched it.
It was for Christian Bale. Christmas Bale.
Christian Bale.
But Antlers is good. I would recommend it. I liked it. I just wish I felt like there just needed to be one little extra thing. It's what any good horror movie is. It's a horror movie, but it's also like an analog for, or not analog. It's
allegory.
Allegory, Jesus Christ. It's an allegory for like child abuse, which I think is interesting. Like, it's an interesting play on things. The monster design is really cool. Like, there's a lot to like about it. It's just, I don't know, when it was over, I was like, it's one of those things I can't put my finger on it. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. I just felt like there needed to be something else to it. I'm not sure what that something is, but overall, still a solid movie. And like I said, like a 6 or a 7.
Speaking of child abuse in horror movies, like, I think, were you involved in this like Facebook argument I had with somebody where they're like, I didn't understand the Babadooks. I didn't get the ending. It's like, she literally says it out loud what the movie is. Like, grief's always there and it'll never go away. It's like, I didn't get it. It was confusing. It was like, they said it to the camera. Like,
yeah, if anything, that part of the movie, like, I love that movie, but that's like one of those lines where I'm like, you could have cut that out, because I hate. Apparently not. Apparently it's still like the most confusing thing. But anyway, yeah, I recommbe Antlers. It's on the Plex.
Ask that person what they think about the Black Coat's daughter, and then maybe
stop it.
Talk to.
Like, I know I've said this before, but you were so wrong about that movie. I thought I was wrong.
I do want to watch. Yeah, that's I gaslighted Sean.
You did, like it was like you were so passionately wrong about it.
But like I think I was talking to TJ about this.
Well, you read the story that Antlers.
Yeah, I read. Whatever the short story was, and it was super interesting. Like, I've been like tracking this since it got announced, and then I think it was like one of the first things that got clipped.
This movie was supposed to come out 2 years ago. Yeah, it got But it's worth watching. It's definitely worth watching. Like I don't know. I guess like I always like kind of love Scott Cooper movies. Like I really liked Out of the Furnace. I really liked Crazy Heart, and I really liked Hostiles. But like I didn't love this. I just liked it. So I guess that was like my only thing about it. But maybe upon further viewings, my opinion will go up on it.
Alec, did you like Hostiles? You guys saw it in the theater, right? The two of you.
I remember really liking it.
Okay. Yeah, I loved it.
I remember
Alec, did you and I see it in the theater together?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, we went. I think that was the first movie I watched on Movie Pass, I believe.
Oh, nice.
Because we went to Owings Mills, and it was still the shitty Owings Mills theater. They hadn't upgraded the seats or anything.
Oh wow, yeah, you're right.
It was before Alec pulled his Goodfellas-esque insurance scheme on Movie Pass.
That is a brutal-ass movie. That movie is fucking harsh.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was, like, too long for you or not. Like, because that movie's, like, crazy long, isn't it?
Well, you guys were talking about
it's over 2 hours, I believe, yeah.
It's a period piece, like, set in, like, the Civil War?
Yeah, it's post-Civil War.
Post-Civil War.
It's, like, right after the Civil War.
What's the drug dealer polyamorous relationship movie that like has the exact same name? Where like the girlfriend, there's like a girl she has two boyfriends. What's it called?
Savages.
Oh, it's Savages.
Yeah.
I thought that was called Hostile.
Is that Blake Lively?
It's Blake Lively and that guy that was in like every movie for a little while. He was in True Detective season 2. He played Gambit in Wolverine Origins.
Taylor Kitsch.
Taylor Kitsch. Well, Taylor Kitsch, but that's John Carpenter of Mars. Yeah. Not John Carpenter. John Carpenter.
Yeah, John Carpenter of Mars. That's a movie I want to see.
Hell yeah, we did. We saw Ghosts of Mars.
Yeah, it was not good.
Was that Oliver Stone that made that movie?
I think it was. Yeah.
For some reason, I got those.
If nothing else, he produced it. I know his name was definitely on that movie. Anyway, let's talk about Rumble in El Bronx.
I want to make a prediction real quick.
I guess.
If there's a movie that's not like a Western made movie that Alec's gonna like in this month, I think it's this one.
I cannot wait to know what I'm gonna be kind of like upset if you didn't like this one. I don't know.
Spoiler alert: this movie slapped.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah. Thank God.
Like
this movie's so much fun.
It is a blast.
It gets right into it. It's ridiculous. There's no
There's no story.
There's no fat.
This movie is like
you get to see.
Have you guys seen those ads for the Fruity Pebbles pancake syrup?
Yeah.
That's this.
Yeah.
It's just enough story to string together like stunt spectacular.
Barely.
Like Jackie Chan legit. I mean, like Alec, do you want to explain the plot of the movie?
I mean, there's not a whole lot of plot.
Yeah. It's like the same exact plot as that. What was that movie we watched with Sho Kosugi where he buys a fucking sushi restaurant in Houston or whatever the fuck?
I don't remember that.
I have no idea what you're talking
dream,
about.
Bro.
We watched that on the show.
Yeah. His family, like he's like a TV ninja, but his family doesn't know, and they open a restaurant like in Texas somewhere that has like a fake room that's full of gold or some bullshit. That's not ringing a bell to anybody.
No.
Sounds awesome though.
Must have been your other movie podcast.
Yeah, it must have been.
Revenge of the Ninja. I put in the word Sho Kosugi and sushi, and that's what I get back.
Sho Kosugi's in a ton of ninja movies.
Well,
anyway. Also, he did the mocap for Tenchu Stealth Assassins.
Hell yeah.
The game slaps.
It was awesome.
It does. I mean...
So, Jackie Chan comes to America. His uncle picks him up at the airport. He's coming to America to help his uncle sell his grocery store and help the transition by really just being buff and being a stock boy, basically.
He sells that fucking convenience store for $390,000.
70. He knocked $20,000 off, and then Jackie Chan shows up to be the sheriff of Patty's, basically.
His uncle gets married to a black woman, which I'm guessing was just played like for laughs, because
100%.
That's not what you're expecting.
A million.
Well, it's written all over Jackie Chan's face the entire time, and his eyes are bugging out his head like a Warner Brothers cartoon.
The uncle and wife go on honeymoon
in matching outfits.
Yes.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And Jackie agrees to stay for a week or two to help the new owner.
He's part of the grocery store transition team.
I can't think of the actress's name that buys the convenience store, but she plays Jackie Chan's stepmother in Drunken Master 2. And it was sad to learn.
That poor woman. Yeah, okay. Did you read her about what happened to her?
No.
Well, I just saw that she passed away in like 2003. I didn't know what happened to her.
She passed away at 40 from cervical cancer.
Oh my God. She's brilliant.
That poor woman.
She's a brilliant actress. Like I said, she's in a bunch of Hong Kong
Is she also in Meals on Wheels?
I think so, yeah.
So first her entire store gets pulled down by an industrial-sized tow truck.
Oh my God.
It is cancer.
Yeah.
She's also really funny. When the whole store gets pulled down, she's very funny in that scene.
She's like mid-dump.
Yeah.
She's like pooping. And she's just sitting there on the toilet as it happens. And Jackie Chan's like, you got to get up.
Yeah.
And then she starts beating him with her pants around her ankles.
Yeah,
and she was going to keister some diamonds. That was inferred from the scene previous.
Anyway, we'll get to that. I'm sorry we're jumping around.
So earlier in the movie, I missed this already. You find out about Jackie Chan's his prowess because his uncle borrows a Rolls Royce and parks it outside in their Bronx apartment on the street, and it's about to get run over by a biker gang who races their dirt bikes on the tops of parked cars.
A biker gang whose like main fucking job is to steal candy. Like,
it's a classic. It's a classic 1990s post-apocalyptic biker.
This gang is something that Sean has brought up 1,000 times on the show, but they definitely fit the category of. I know this is a 90s movie, but they are 1980s splatter punks. They look like they walked out of the Mad Max.
Like they all laugh like that thing that sits on Jabba's. What is it called?
Yeah, Salacious Crumb.
Salacious Crumb.
I almost said Salacious Secundus. Yeah.
But they are insane. They literally like the main guy. I forget his name. He wears
Len, I think.
He wears this hilarious like duster, and they're all like Gog said, they're multicultural gang. They're like.
Well, when they started with like the driving the bikes over the cars, it was like I guess they filmed this in New York.
No, it was Vancouver.
It was like it was under like an L train, like under an elevated train, and I was like, oh, I know why Sean likes this movie because it looks just like Streets of Fire.
Streets of Fire, yeah.
Oh, it's very Streets of Fire.
It is.
It has like the same set design and everything.
Did you guys watch the post-credit scene where the one girl that was doing the stunts did a fucking just literally fell on her face?
Her face just ended up in her tailbone. Oh my God,
it looks so bad.
It seems that apparently, looking at those pictures or the video, he wrecked his ankle.
Yeah, Sean brought that up.
Something.
Yeah, they had to paint.
Actually,
they had to
TJ
paint
called it.
Yeah,
TJ called it during the movie. Like when he saw Jackie Chan jump onto the hovercraft, he's like, "Oh, that didn't look good." And then in the post credits, during the credits,
it looks
you
bad.
see him roll that ankle real bad.
It looks bad in the final cut.
I don't remember if they showed it because I didn't watch all the way through the fucking blooper reel, but I think they show it painting the fucking cast. Yeah,
it's a sock that he puts on the cast that looks like
amazing.
Shoe. It's pretty wild.
This man is a lunatic. After the new owner takes ownership, she gets the keys to the store. Within a day, this gang is in there stealing Kit Kats, taking sips of drinks and leaving them on the shelf.
Like juice too. Like not even beer. It's like
not even
Welch's juice.
This is the shit that like the 15-year-old high school kids from the school up the road from my store do. Not like a professional street gang. It is hilarious. And then Jackie Chan goes to make them pay.
Alec, can I pause you real quick?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know you're trying to get done and get on with your life, but I don't have one. Like when he meets somebody, there's a hard cut to a kid who materializes in a wheelchair, like Danny, and he gets a Game Boy that doesn't have a cartridge in it at any point in the movie, but is still playing it nonstop.
I think it's more impressive that Jackie Chan had that fucking Game Gear. It's a Game Gear in his back pocket. That clunky ass motherfucker.
Well, he was wearing a suit jacket that was three sizes too big. As was the style at the time.
Exchange rate these days, it would be like giving that kid like $1,200. Like those things were fucking expensive.
Hopefully, he gave him like 17 packs of batteries too.
Yeah, no shit.
Jackie Chan proceeds to beat the shit out of everybody in this store. It's
my God,
15 gang members, and it is tremendous.
He caused $12,000 worth of damage to stop $10 worth of Twixes from being stolen.
Like, for some reason, they have like a big stack of individual Pepsi cans, but they're all empty.
The Lucy's,
yeah, like. And that gets like it's ridiculous. It's so fun though, and he's just doing his Jackie Chan shit. Like his hands are so goddamn fast. It's ridiculous. Like it's hard to even keep up with what he's doing. Half the time with the shit that he does.
Well, they set it up with his uncle's apartment because his dad had given him that kung fu training dummy for no reason, just so Jackie Chan could like show you that he knows kung fu in the beginning of the movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I said
didn't already know that was.
I said this to Gogs while we were watching it, but like watching those guys that know how to do that thing is so like it's just cool to watch. Like
it's satisfying. It's like watching someone do a speed bag real well. You're like, oh yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Fucking awesome.
I guess the next day, the gang hunts down Jackie, corners him in an alley, and uses baseball bats to hit glass bottles at him.
Well, they're kind enough to wrap the baseball bats, and I hadn't seen this movie in a long time, so I thought they were going to light them on fire, but they wrap it, I guess, so the bottles don't break when they hit them.
I was wondering why they would.
And I was wondering I was wondering if that would even work. Like,
but
you think just with the force of the bat, you would need to hit a bottle that far that the bottle would break
straight in the dick.
I know we can't like detail this, but like before they corner him, like there is some amazing like parkour and like Jackie Chan like jumping like in between walls and off of fences, and like it's like fucking incredible to watch.
Well, it's also like
it's almost too incredible.
Yeah, the way
like,
this is shot.
How would these guys even begin to keep up with him? The way he's just bouncing off of shit.
This scene where it's like, and this is what it would look like if Jackie Chan was killed with a bunch of baseballs. Like this scene, the way it's shot is like an art film about a Viet Cong officer getting executed by firing squad. Like it's very weird.
Well, I was telling TJ we were watching it, like it's later when they're having the fight scene through the garage, the parking deck. But I was like, this is like a Final Fight or Streets of Rage level of amount of street gang members like spawning off camera.
The amount of man hours spent beating up Jackie Chan by this gang is ridiculous.
Or attempting to beat him up. Like, they really get him.
Who drives a rack truck full of play balls?
Yeah. And why would you drive it to the top of that structure? But and they'd launched that sumbitch off the side of that building.
Yeah, they didn't care. They pushed it off.
So Alex,
that might have not even been an actual stunt because there are cars on the road that just ran right into the truck.
It's like shot that gonzo. So Alec, you work in the supermarket industry. Have you ever had the need to just beat the ever living shit out of an entire street gang?
No, I wish. Man, that's like my dream. To have an excuse to beat the shit out of a customer.
Now,
like that's like
follow-up question. Yeah. Do you have like a weird onesie like Jackie Chan has in this movie?
Yeah, to show off.
Well, I did some investigation into the moose knuckle.
That enough early on was almost enough to like. I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, I've never I'm 40, I was alive during that time period. Like, I've never. It's not like it's like an early '80s outfit. I've never seen an outfit like that. Like, this movie was made like 96, right, or 97 or something like that.
95, I think. Yeah. I assume it's a traditional Hong Kong sleeping combat outfit.
The moose knuckle is, in fact, that his dick is so big that, it's like just his dick, and then the negative space between his dick and his thigh makes the moose knuckle.
Hold on, time out. How did you research this?
I thought that was a ball.
I paused it and went up to the TV and looked at it real close.
Get your measuring tape out using the plants in the background to figure out exactly how.
I've been taking all these math classes, so it's just it's a fucking direct variation. That's
Euclidean geometry.
Yeah.
While we're complimenting Jackie Chan, I think we've determined that in Jackie Chan movies, in his rider, at least 3 women in the movie have to talk about how handsome he is, because it happened in the first movie, it happened in the last movie, and it happens in this movie.
Well, it's funny also that everybody's dubbed, but Jackie Chan dubs himself, so he's the only one speaking in his normal voice and in broken English, and everybody else is talking like this all the time.
It threw me at the beginning because I was like, "That's Jackie Chan talking."
Yeah,
but his uncle seems like he's dubbed. I couldn't figure out if it was dubbed or if it was in English, and it was just ridiculous actors.
Yeah.
But eventually it gets to the point it doesn't the script, the lines don't matter.
It does not matter, no.
As you get further into the movie, it just doesn't fucking matter. God, I don't even know where we are. Oh,
there's just it's all fighting
after the baseball bat massacre.
After the bottle baseball scene, the movie just goes off the rail. I know that's a bit much to say that that's not already off the rails, but after this, the movie just goes off the rails with
it gets progressively more insane.
Jackie Chan's like, fuck it. He eventually, so there's the parkour fight in the parking deck that Gog's already talked about, where there's a point where there's a truck moving towards him, like a U-Haul size truck moving towards him.
God.
8 inches from a wall. And Jackie Chan, while the truck is moving, shimmies himself between the truck and the wall. I legit was like, "Oh."
Yeah, well, he had maybe 2 seconds to react to not.
And it was coming
smashed.
It was coming at speed. It was not this wasn't slow down and speed ramped. This was this thing was probably moving 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, it was that was legit anxiety. Gave me anxiety. The fight in the parking deck is tremendous, and then he ends up by just jumping to the next building.
Yeah, and he legitimately fucking did that, which is insane. I don't even know. Again, Jackie Chan, the stunts that he comes up with, it's just fucking nuts.
Yeah, it's fucking wild, man.
And then we hit the diamond subplot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the gang with the diamonds. Did they get run off the street into a toy shop or something?
Something.
Yeah, and then they call
I forget the guy. I forget the gang member's name with the bottle bleach hair.
Oh,
Antonio.
Antonio.
Yeah, you get to see his ass in the movie too.
He steals the diamonds from these guys in the car and takes off with the diamonds. Then he ends up hiding them in Danny's cushion for his wheelchair.
Yeah, and also I don't think we mentioned that Danny's sister is Nancy, who is girlfriends with the first street gang leader, but Jackie Chan just swoops her in and fucking cucks the fuck out of this guy.
Oh yeah.
They're dating in 5 seconds. What the fuck?
It's not Patton and I.
Well, she also has 9. I'm sorry.
Sean?
She also has 9 jobs and can't afford to buy a pillow for this poor kid's wheelchair ass. This is a big
she's
subplot.
What does they say? She's a stewardess, a dancer. She just graduated college.
She's very pretty. Like, ew,
that's
dude.
weird. And then also, like, after the bottle massacre, Jackie Chan, like, just stumbles across Nancy and she, like, nurses him to health or whatever. And Danny's like, she took off your clothes, or it's something fucking weird.
Yeah,
Like,
and she took off your clothes.
it's like, whoa, Danny, calm down, buddy.
He's like that fucking.
And then
John
Jackie
Hawkes
Chan
when
has
he
to
was-
ask.
yeah.
He's like, Jackie Chan's like, how old is she? She's like, she's 18. He's like, perfect or whatever. Like, he wipes sweat off his brow.
Yeah.
He's like an anti-communist priest. So, what are the like? The FBI is involved now. There's like
fake FBI.
they're not
Like,
really-
there's the fake FBI and the real FBI. The fake FBI work for was it Black Dragon? Is that what it is?
White Tiger.
Dragon?
White Tiger.
White Tiger. White Dragon is
But, like,
Peacemaker.
Yeah.
At
White
some
Tiger.
point, at some point, Jackie Chan goes to the Ninja Turtles-esque Foot Clan like fun club meet out, and then he beats them into understanding.
This is my favorite scene of the whole movie.
It's so good.
Holy
It's
shit.
so good. And like this fight scene, it's probably 10 minutes long, and it's like Gog said earlier. It's like Streets of Rage, just random thugs coming out of nowhere.
Getting kicked into pinball machines and like.
But man, like some of the shit in this, some of the shit that you see in this fight scene are like the things that you've seen like in Jackie Chan highlight reels. It's like legendary. Like even though it's only like 2 seconds long, it's the shit with like the bottles on the pool table.
Yeah.
And they're like going back and forth, grabbing them, flipping them back and forth, trying to keep them from each other. And then he just brains the guy. Like I've seen that like 1,000 times, and I had no idea it was from this movie. Like I've seen that like little sequence. Him like, does he have a? Am I mixing this up? Blades of Glory. Does he get a ski?
He gets a ski.
He
Yeah.
has a ski and he just kicks ass with it.
They also have a ski in Blades of Glory. A ski fight in Blades of Glory. I was concerned I was getting this mixed up. Yeah, he's beating the shit out of him with
Buffalo
a ski.
just scored a touchdown.
Yeah, on 4th and 13.
4th and 13, 154 to go in the game.
Wide
Holy
open.
shit.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. And he was wide open in the end zone. Wow.
They got to go for 2, right?
Yeah, they just converted it. I'm like half a second ahead of you guys. Yeah.
Cool.
They
take
went
it.
for 2?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Stephon Diggs just made like an incredible catch.
How the hell was he that open in the end zone? Sorry, guys. This is not evergreen when you listen to this.
Unless you're stuck in a time loop.
The overcover.
God.
We're going good, baby. Let's go. All right, sorry. Anyway.
This fight scene in the Foot Clan hideout is just so good because it's Jackie Chan against like 100 guys, and it's not just like them coming at him one at a time. He's like defending himself from like 3 and 4 people at a time, like with all his random weapons and improvised shit. And it is so fucking good. Like this whole movie is good, and like it's like what was it? Police Story I could not get into. But this is like where you see why Jackie Chan is like one of the biggest stars on the planet.
Well, yeah. I mean, this movie doesn't have like Police Story stopped.
Shift.
Police Story stopped to have like story moments. This movie doesn't have like it just keeps going. Like it is pretty much nonstop action from jump. Like and there is some humor in there, but it's funny and it's like 2 seconds long. Like the part where Jackie Chan's like popping a zit in the two-way mirror, that's just funny.
Yeah.
Well, like and then the movie's like already insane. Like he goes to the gang's hideout. He beats the ever living dick out of all of them, and then they come to some sort of weird, like Rocky IV-esque. You know, you do better, I do better. We all get along.
It's kind of like that, but I also feel like it's kind of like in. Is it John Wick? Where like he's just beating them, and the leader's like, you know what? Fine. Like,
yeah, right.
You just keep kicking the shit out of us all over the place. Like, fine. We're like truce. Like, what's it like? The guy like the dad does, and he lets him kill his son just so he'll stop killing all his men.
Yeah.
And then there's like double crosses between the real FBI and the fake FBI. Because after this, there's still like another half hour of movie. Jackie
well, now
Chan,
you get to a hovercraft like sequence that lasts for 20 minutes.
I can't believe people did not die during this hover. Like, it legit just like runs over people in boats in the water.
Yeah.
And like, I'm shocked there's not a legit body count on this movie.
He fights a hovercraft with a doorless Lamborghini and a sword from Monster Hunter, and he jousts.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
The guy with the Lamborghini says, "That's my car," like 5 times.
Yeah.
That's my car.
And he has like a custom license plate. It says like fisting or something. I gotta look it up because I noticed it when I was
pretty sure that's what it
watching
said.
the movie.
Fisting. Yeah, man. And then it wraps up. I guess Jackie says he's going to stay in America a little longer, and everybody laughs, and the movie ends. And
they end up running. They run that hovercraft to they stop the initial hovercraft threat, and then like the cops allow Jackie Chan after some quick training to drive to the golf course.
They basically teleport because all of this is taking place during the White Tigers round of golf.
Yeah. And he's wearing one of those hilarious, like, Scottish golfing hats, which I always think are funny looking.
Well, he's also called the White Tiger
like
because he is white and dealing with Chinese people.
Yeah. Oh my god, what a movie though, right? Like, what a fucking movie.
Yeah, well, this movie is tremendous.
Yeah, and as per tradition for Jackie Chan movies, it just ends.
Yeah, it just ends. Yeah.
No, they run the guy over, then they all look at each other, give each other a thumbs up, and then it freeze frames, and that's the movie.
Yeah, it just ends.
It's amazing.
What a fucking movie. I don't know. Is there anything we want to talk about before we get into Five Knuckle Shuffles? I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about in Five Knuckle Shuffles. I think we're all going to pretty much agree.
Tyreek Hill just scored a touchdown.
Are you fucking
serious?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me, bro?
No.
Oh, fucking Chiefs, man.
Chiefs.
You must be like 10 seconds ahead of me.
I'm in a different time zone.
Now, watching it on the app.
You must be way ahead of me because I'm not even like to that play yet.
Oh.
Huh.
Yeah.
Anyway,
like, yeah, this movie's a blast.
It's awesome. All right, Five Knuckle Shuffle time. All right. Alec.
It's like an 8.
Yeah.
Like, this movie's fucking awesome. Like, it's so much fun. It still has problems. Like, obviously, it's not technically great, and like half of the plot shit doesn't even make sense. But it doesn't matter because, like, this movie isn't about the plot. This movie's about getting Jackie Chan an American audience so he can become an American movie star. Like, that's what this movie's all about. But it's so good, and I can't say enough good things about it. His stunts are absolutely insane. Like, his ability to do these things, like, defies belief.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Like, it's insane that a person can do like half of this shit without being hooked up to like wires and
like there's not like camera tricks either. It doesn't seem like
no.
It's like everything's just kind of in front of you. It's wild. That Tyreek Hill play just happened on my feed. Unbelievable.
Yeah, he caught a 10-yard pass and just burned about 60 yards.
Ridiculous.
But anyway,
bad angles.
I totally agree. Going from a 5 to an 8. Very nice.
Yes.
Pass the mic, my friend.
Gogs.
I'm giving this a 9. Like, I had, like, I think I'm just a Jackie Chan mark. It turns out from the last 2 scores, but because I gave Police Story a 9 just for action, but the story was garbage. This story's better than the Police Story, but the action's also better than the Police Story action. Like, this movie is so batshit insane. Like, I had an absolute blast watching it, and like, you just sit there and you're just like to your point, Al. Like, you're in awe of what this human can do somehow, and it's like he's like just throwing it all out there on the line and like getting legit injured. And I don't know how much, because I know they don't. I assume they don't shoot this movie in order. Maybe they did.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know.
But I don't know how much of this movie he had to do with that broken foot. But I had no idea he had a broken foot until that he shot any of it on a broken foot is fucking amazing. Like, it's absolutely bonkers. And you got a hovercraft, which I feel like it's a technology that was like promised to be the future in the 90s, and just kind of like laser discs.
Man, I wanted a hovercraft. A hovercraft, like a remote control hovercraft, bad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'd see that shit advertised on like toy stores and shit. I wanted that more than anything.
I thought we'd all be driving them by now, but no, just regular ass wheeled ass cars.
I had some kind of GI Joe hovercraft vehicle.
Yeah,
I forget what it was called, but yeah.
Well, anyway,
Matt, what's it called?
TJ.
It's a 9 for me, dog. I fucking love this movie.
This thing's on the way to being a certified good ass movie.
Fantastic action. Nancy's hot. According to some movie that I looked up on Google, she was Hong Kong's favorite femme fatale. But no, the action is absolutely amazing. There's a fun use of the Ministry song Stigmata out of nowhere.
We didn't even talk about like they were in Stripper Church Club where she's in like a cage with a tiger, and there's like, it's insane.
Yeah, there's like the craziest nightclub you've ever seen, where it's like a club and a bar, and they have a live band, and they have a DJ, and they have a stripper, and they have a tiger in the stripper cage. Unbelievable. There we go.
Bills are moving.
But anyway, it's a great movie. It's fun. It's funny. Like, Jackie Chan's fighting is just unbelievable. And it's I don't know. It's just one of those, like, it's a crowd pleaser. Like, this movie is like impossible not to love. Like, it's just so much fun to watch. So yeah, it's a 9 for me, dog. Sean.
Yeah, it's a 9 for me too. Like, it's incredibly stupid. And also, like, adorably racist. like the joke is like, hey, my uncle's married to a black lady. Like, we don't have those in China, but it's not like steered into like super hard, but also like weirdly and stupidly progressive. Like the multicultural, like, warriors type street gangs.
Yeah.
Any movie with splatterpunk street gangs I'm gonna love, especially when they're like doing like incongruent things, like just stealing candy and sipping juice.
Yeah, and later on you find out in that convenience store they have alcohol. So
yeah, they're just like grazing. There's a 10-minute scene where the woman can't get the gate up because she won't let go of it.
Oh yeah,
which is pretty funny. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I fucking love this movie. Like, it's like there's nothing to be mad about, and like the action, like everybody said, is great, and like there isn't that big slog between action scenes. So maybe they're not as impactful as they are in Police Story. Like, I don't remember them the same way. But you remember them in Police Story because there's like 3 of them, and they're within like 90 minutes. But this is like, wait, we're all in different times now.
Yeah, my thing just like froze.
Mine just froze. I think me and Alec are on the same thing.
Well, it's 33-29. The Bills have it at the 18-yard line with 17 seconds left and 2 timeouts.
God.
Did they score, Gogs?
No. I guess I was wrong. My shit's all fucked up. Continue.
Yep, they just scored. Touchdown, 13 seconds left.
Hell yeah.
No, this movie's like fucking adorable. Like, it's like a big, stupid Labrador puppy.
That's a good way to describe it.
Like, it's just like, what is it doing? Like, oh, I wish it would sit down for a second. It's very distracting, but like, oh, it's so cute. Like, I don't know. I just love it, man. Like, again, I think TJ mentioned this last week, but same for me. It's the first Jackie Chan movie I remember. I may have seen something on like WNUV and not, like put 2 and 2 together, but like, oh, this guy's cool. And like the amazing thing about all these stunts is like, he's not a young man.
No,
he's obviously younger than he is now, but
he's like in his 40s, isn't he?
Yeah. They're like at least late
Born in
30s.
'68, I think.
I remember too. This is like a special, like my my grandmother pretty much raised me, but she loved like old like fucking Shaw Brothers stuff. And
Yeah.
I remember I saw this in the theater with her because she loved Jackie Chan, and like I remember afterwards, like she was talking to me about how like I guess she read some article about Jackie Chan, and he was like a big like Buster Keaton fan and shit. And she was talking about that. So it's like I have a lot of like fond nostalgia for this movie, just like in general. So like watching this, like brought a lot of good feelings back. Like, man, I remember where I was when I watched.
I remember when I thought the world was good.
Yeah, it was. That's just it though. It's like just a positive. Like this is a very positive. Like there's nothing to this movie. It's just like the joy of watching these amazing stunts and some goofy jokes. It's great.
Did anybody have Bills Bengals on their AFC Championship card at the beginning of the season?
No, I didn't. That's for sure.
Go Bills.
Yeah.
I mean, Casey still got 13 seconds, right?
Yeah, don't count that.
They got to get a touchdown.
Okay.
Yes,
Tyreek Hill just scored before that score. They put a stat up that said that both teams had scored 2 touchdowns in 53 seconds. So
you never know. They could have some. Eric Bieniemy might have like a kid on a stick running down the sideline for Tyreek Hill to chase.
Yeah, anything can happen.
Like the Greyhound tracks.
Yeah. Oh, you motherfucker, come back here.
All right. Well, I'm glad everybody liked Rumble in the Bronx.
Yeah.
So who's
It's
left?
such an easy movie to watch. It's me. It's The Foreigner.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think that's already on the Plex.
Nice.
That's a departure. Alec, have you seen The Foreigner?
I have not, but I it's like about a terrorist attack, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jackie
fairly
Chan's
recent.
a terrorist. Yeah, Gogs and I watched it at Gogs's, I believe.
It's good.
Right.
I'm interested in watching it again. I haven't seen it in years.
I own it. I'm very excited about watching it again.
Yeah.
It's got fucking Pierce Brosnan in it.
Yeah, he's great. He gets to use his real Irish accent, which sounds fake because you never hear him do it.
I didn't know he was Irish. I thought he was British because he's always plays a Brit.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, everybody.
All right.
Well, that's the show. Go watch some more Jackie Chan shit, and we'll see you next week with The Foreigner.
Yeah. A lot of it.
The mighty Foreigner belt.
I don't need no instructions to know how to rock.